Good evening. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome to the 20-minute fashion distraction. I'm Jacqueline Jenkins, the founder of Sophisticated Curations. You know what we do every Wednesday night. We talk total fashion. And tonight is no different. Actually, it is a little different because usually I have a guest, but this time, tonight, I decided I wanted to be a little selfish and just chat with you all one on one. So I'm excited. We're going to talk about fall fashion trends as we start to think about the new season and how things are moving forward. And so I just wanted to share. If you are not following Sophisticated Curation on Facebook, please do that. And please follow us on Instagram. And if there has been any piece of the show that you have enjoyed and would love to share with your friends, please do that as well. I always say it's really tough out here in these social media streets. So anything that you can do to help promote the show is wonderful. I see my sister Jocelyn's here. Hey. And oh, my girl Keep is here. So this is awesome, awesome. And actually, I have a tip that I want to share about the fall that actually mentions Keep. So this is great. So tonight's show is right on time because we're actually entering what I like to call, in which the industry calls Fashion Month, which is September. Hey, in addition to all the fabulous birthdays that are in September, Jocelyn, it's also the big month in fashion because New York Fashion Week kicks off this month. If you follow any of the magazines, you'll notice that they're a lot thicker in September, and that's because this is the big month when retailers really start thinking about what's going to happen for their big selling season, which is the fall winter period. So not only are the magazines thick, it's also full of wonderful fall tips and ideas. And that's what we're going to talk about tonight. And so, hey, Claudia, good to see you. And I do want to put a plug in. Please come back next week because to kick off Fashion Week, I have an amazing guest. I'll give his details at the end of the show, but definitely you want to tune in next week because we're going to have some really good Fashion Week plans going there. So let's talk about our fall winter style. The reality of it is, it's so funny. Last night it was starting to feel a little bit cool. Actually, here in New York right now, it's like 68 degrees. So it's a sign that guess what? Fall is coming. So tonight, what I wanted to talk about is getting our closets ready for the fall. So we're going to touch on three areas. And what I'd love to do is to make this interactive. So please drop in the chat just your questions and tips around your fall fashion trends. So we're going to talk about what's on trend, how you can transition your summer closet into kind of a fall wintering. And then I want to share the things that I'm excited to wear this fall. Hey, Leah. Oh, thank you, Leah. Leah says she loves a jacket. So I had to put a plug out. I actually got this jacket in Philadelphia. There is an amazing boutique on Germantown Avenue. And now I'm blanking on the name of the boutique, but I will be sure to drop it in the chat. So this is a whole Philly vibe that I got going on. So thank you, Leah. So my first one is I do this at the beginning of every season is that I actually create a quote unquote lookbook. And the lookbook is basically taking magazines. And yes, I know you can do Pinterest or other digital platforms, but I am still very much a magazine girl. So I actually clip pieces from my magazine in terms of kind of what look I want to create for the fall. So what I'm going to do is actually show you the clippings that I have pulled and want to talk about what is on trend. And, it's so interesting because actually I did this last year, but the reality of it is we were in the middle of COVID, so we really weren't going anywhere. So it was kind of like an exercise. But this year, I'm excited because hopefully we will continue to be able to keep going places. So I want to share with you kind of what is on what I'm seeing to be on trend as we're kind of thinking about our closet. And I know over the summer, we talked a lot about the whole casual and individuals willing to feel comfy, and that's still there, but there's also some peaks of a little more structured in your dressing, a little more tailoring, and we're going to talk about that for the fall winter plan. So I literally went through and pulled clips from magazine articles that I'm going to share as I talk about the fall trends. So the first trend is basically it's this whole push around nude, so tans, browns, beiges, light pinks, And basically, it's really using those nude kind of neutral colors to be your overall palette, which is really wonderful when you're thinking about shopping your closet because there's so much you can do to add into a nude. But the other piece of it, and I'm going to keep flipping back and forth, is this whole concept of doing a monochromatic look. And basically, so we had Sergio Hudson show us that with Michelle Obama's inauguration outfit, where it's basically all one color. And so that is going to continue for this fall. And so plan to see more of that. And one of the tips that I will say on that, unless you're doing a black, it doesn't have to be the exact color. It just needs to be close enough so that it appears as the same color. And where I'm going with that is you can drive yourself nuts trying to find the exact color unless or working with the Sergio Hudson and he makes an outfit for you. But the other thing that I noticed is if it's a little off color, it also adds a little level of interest to the look too. So just something to think about in terms of monochromatic and what that means. The second look that I want to show is, and I'm so excited about this because for anybody that knows me, anybody that has known me 20 years or longer, you know that I am a poncho girl. And so ponchos and dusters are definitely going to be big this fall. And it kind of is a great example of, it's like the caftan, where it's a kind of free flowing look, but actually adds a little dressiness to it. What I love about this one is that it's a little bit longer. So it almost looks like a duster, which is another piece that I'm seeing a lot in terms of trends to think about. And the neat thing about a poncho or duster is you can pair them with your jeans, you can do it with the leggings, and it's all about just kind of creating this a nice layering effect, but also very wonderful pieces. And I will share, I actually got I got two really cute ponchos at a thrift store last year. And where I'm going with that is ponchos are definitely, they're kind of like that 60s, 70s look. So you can definitely find those in your vintage and thrift store. Hey, Siobhan, good to see you. I love it when the West Coast shows up. Thank you so very much. And the next look that I want to share is emerald green is going to have a moment. And where I'm going with that is, it's these pops of colors, even though we're doing nudes. And what I'm seeing is that emerald green is definitely one of those colors that you'll see a lot of this fall. And just as a way to kind of add, so if you think about it, yeah, I know somebody said, "Ooh, yeah, exactly." So the cool thing about it, so if you're doing a beige, if you're doing a tan, just being able to bring in those different pops of colors. And actually a prediction that I have for the holiday season is that you will see definitely more purples, right? Because I think the mindset is starting to change from our grades and kind of where we were before, and people are really feeling excited. So pops of color, definitely. I see my mom's here. Oh, yes, Pia, definitely rich green. Hi, Marissa. And I think the thing to think about with the pops of colors, especially as we're shopping our closets, are what do we currently own that we can pair with some of our nudes to really create a whole different look. So pops of color is definitely more on that. The other thing that I am a big fan of is I love faux fur. I know there's some sustainability questions around it, but I'm sorry. I love faux fur because it definitely allows you to do things like this amazing red done in Michael Kors. The other thing about faux fur that's really quite nice is that you can dress it up and dress it down, and it's just a really wonderful look. So you look for more of that in the fall and the winter. And it's so there have been so many comments and thoughts around what to wear on our feet. And it's interesting because sneakers have definitely been having a real moment on the runway. And, people are still wearing shoes that really reflect kind of our comfort state. And so this kind of kitten heel flat is back. And not necessarily, it's not a ballerina heel. This is a shoe by Gucci. It's not a ballerina heel. It's actually just a small kitten heel. And what's pretty neat about it is it's a semi-comfy shoe, but it's a little dressed up. So one of the things to think about as you're thinking about different pops and wows to add to your wardrobe are just kind of not a not a ballerina, but just maybe a kitten heel type of flat that gives you just a little lift. Oh yeah, so Adrian says I have a nude faux fur. Yes, 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 yes. Oh my goodness, and kitten heels. Yes, yes, yes. So so very true. And please drop in the chat. Hey Anthony, please drop in the chat any questions that you might have about pairings as we're thinking about how to do our fall looks. So and this is where I wanted to make sure I gave a shout out to Miss Adrian because it's so funny. I think for so long we have been dressing with leggings, t-shirts, and we don't do t-shirts, we do tunics. Um, that this whole idea of getting dressy has gotten a little complicated. But there is something that I'm seeing that I think is really going to be on trend, and I don't know if you can see it as much, but this whole thought of layering your jewelry. And where I'm going with that is, as we're still kind of maybe dressing casual and maybe a more free flowy type of look, we definitely are seeing more and more of the layering of jewelry. So Adrian, Stella, and Dot want to give a shout out. One of the things I love about the layering of jewelry, once again, it's a dress up, dress down look. And if any of you all know me and my style personality, I am a big fan of the more you show, the better. And so the whole thought of really just like layering your jewelry is definitely going to be on trend for the fall. The other nice thing about that too is it kind of goes back to shopping your closet and being able to look to see are there pieces that you just may be able to put together. And if you notice, I'm just going to bring that picture back and hopefully you can see it. Basically, so I'm trying to bring that picture back. Okay, so if you notice, it's not that her jewelry is all matching either. It's a combination of beads, baubles, strands. It's kind of put together in a haphazard way, but it's actually very planned. And basically, those are some of the amazing things that you can do with layering of jewelry. I was actually with Adrian, I guess it was about 2 weeks ago. We were having a little bite to eat, and I noticed that she had this amazing big heart on. Which was a jewelry, which was a necklace pendant, and then she had a few other pieces, and it just really goes to show there's just different fun things that you can do around trends in jewelry. So definitely think more. Eclectic funky. Exactly. Exactly. So any questions about the trends, please drop in the chat. But now I just want to touch on, yes, we know fall is coming, but the reality of it is we still have summer clothes in our closet. And if you're like me, I have not had a chance to wear the summer clothes from last year. So I'm still trying to figure out ways to transition them. So I just had 3 tips that I want to share on how you can take your summer looks into kind of like early fall. And so the first one is that, and what I do is I went on my Instagram and I just pulled some looks that I've showed in the past. So this is a cushiony dress from last year. Basically strapless. I don't know what I was looking at. I'm looking really angry there, but whatever. And what I did to bring it into the fall is, this is me. That's the same dress. The lighting is a little different, but basically I took a long sleeve blouse and I threw a hat on. And that is a complete fall look. The other thing that I will say is that the hat and the dress are actually from Target. And so once again, just easy ways to transition your wardrobe at a fun, but just not really costly way of doing it. And so every sundress or maxi dress, you can basically just throw something under it. And it just kind of becomes something that you can wear into the fall. Here's another example. This is a sundress that I had. And basically what I did was I changed the hat. And actually I played with the prints here. So I had a leopard print and I put a striped shirt on with it. But it's a fall look, right? And so one of the things that I just encourage you to think about, like all those lovely sundresses that you have, are you able to actually transition them into a summer look? The other thing that I will encourage, Van, thank you. And Siobhan, thank you. The other thing that I will say is I couldn't find a picture of this, but I take my swimsuit covers and actually wear them into the fall with my jeans. and my leggings, and you usually can kind of turn them into a tunic-y look. So just something to think about. I wasn't able to find a picture of that to show you, but definitely that's another way that you can kind of take a summer look and bring it into your fall. I'm trying to see, was there anything else? Oh, yes, we talked about the dusters. And now what I just want to share is what I am looking forward to wearing the fall in this fall. And I'd love to hear from you what you're looking to wear. Yeah, Leah, that's right, right. Mixing the prints actually kind of extends what's in your wardrobe. And I don't think you have to be brave with it. I just think, you just want to have some fun, and it just creates a whole different style that you're able to enjoy. So one of the reasons why I love the fall is that it gives you a chance to kind of mix some things up. And one of the big mixing and things that I'm looking forward to, actually, my guest from last week gave this idea, is to wear more denim. And denim, not just basic denim, but here's a piece that I picked up actually from my one of my Brooklyn thrift stores, and I'm so excited, and I can't wait to get to wear it. This is it's a Marc Jacob denim skirt. And what I'm trying to show here, I don't know if you can see it well enough, but there's amazing detailing on it. It's great stitching. And actually, in one of the pockets, it has a little MJ sign. And this was just an amazing, like, I don't know, $7 fine, but it'll be a really cute denim skirt that I cannot wait to wear this fall. And so my hope is to be able to wear fall to wear denim more, and not just like everyday denim, but denim with great stitching. I'm looking for a few denim pieces that have patches on them, so to kind of create a whole patch look. And then the other thing that I'm looking forward to wear, which is definitely on trend for the season, is suiting, but really cool suiting. So this, I don't know if you can see it. This is actually a sequence suit that I picked up at the end of the season last year. What I love about it is that it is just a different look. It's not every day that you're going to see a sequin suit, but one of the things that you are definitely going to see this season are more suits. Pinstripe suits are coming back. The whole thought of double-breasted suits are coming back, so those definitely will be on trend. And I'm looking forward to wearing more of those during next season. And then my last thing, and I'm trying to look to see what you have dropped in the chat in terms of what you're looking to wear. I know, is hats. I'm really feeling excited about hats. This is a hat that this is a vintage hat that I got well, actually, I got it in Baltimore last month, and I'm so excited to be able to figure out like what I'm going to do with this. So look out for some pictures on me in the hats. And so I see Siobhan says boots. Yes, yes, yes. Oh, Adrian says boots as well. Tights. Yes. Funky faux fur. Yeah, no, I mean, the reality of it is, and Leah says leather. Absolutely. We are really looking forward to having just some amazing looks this season. And, I think it's interesting because the summer, a lot of stuff that was on trend was really more so casual and kind of, a little more laid back. But we're starting to see where, folks are revving it up, like with the sequins. Another point on trend that I didn't get to talk about was the whole push on metallics. Metallics are definitely going to be big for the fall, winter season. And not just like the silver, but the silvers, the golds, the bronze, anything bright and sparkly will definitely be a hit. Oh, Leah says knits. Yes, yes, yes. Knits. It's interesting about knits. And I have to, I'm not as great as a picker of knits. So I may have to reach out to you, Leah, to get some ideas on how I can find the perfect knits. But you're right. They are an amazing fall, winter piece to think about. So in terms of, oh my gosh, I know Pia says she hasn't worn some beautiful slacks. You're right. It's interesting as we're thinking about this season. There's so much that's probably in our closets from last season that we haven't had a chance to wear. So definitely take advantage of that. But more importantly, what I always say is you're thinking about the season, first think about what's in your closet. Second, think about what's going to make you happy. And then third, think about what is actually going to get people to turn heads, which I'm quite sure you will do. Claudia has a question: how to incorporate metallics in an otherwise conservative look. So a way to incorporate metallics are around the accessories. So you could do a very conservative skirt, top, or pant, and then have a metallic belt. I still am a big fan of metallic shoes, although you have to be careful in the fall winter season because they may be a little bit too much. But if there's a way to subtly bring them in on a shoe, I think that's great. And also, definitely, metallic bags are something to think about. If it's an evening event, you could do a suit with an actual metallic shirt underneath, and that still could be conservative. So I can't believe we hit our time stop. But I did want to share. First of all, I want to say thank you all for joining me. I appreciate that you guys are hanging in there. I changed the time to 8:30, and everybody's here. So thank you, thank you, thank you. And for next week, I don't know if you guys have had a chance to read Supermodels. It's an amazing coffee table book. I'll have the author Marcellus Reynolds here. He'll be speaking with us next week, so I'm very excited. And it's actually my way of kind of kicking off Fashion Week, so we have a wonderful fashion talk. So more to come. And I thank you all for joining me, and I will see you next week. Please stay safe. Hey, Denise. Oh, ankle boots. Yes, yes, yes. Absolutely. Ankle boots are key. Have a great week, and I will see you next week when we'll be chatting with Marcellus. Have a great night.